The Diddy trial is moving forward despite one of the key witnesses being MIA. Witness number 3, also known as Gina, was supposed to testify in court against her lover, Sean Combs. She told the prosecutors what they wanted to hear and that she would show up to court on time. But Gina was a no-show, and now people are concerned that she's more than just a no-show, that Gina has been forced into silence against her will. So let's get into it. The Sean Combs trial has been underway, but there's been a lingering question: where is witness number 3? And in today's video, I'm going to try to answer that for you. Now, her name is Virginia Hun, but she goes by Gina, and she was supposed to testify against Diddy in court, but she's been nowhere to be found. That alone raises so many alarms, because I think everyone's first question is, what did Diddy's team do to her, or why is she so fearful? It kind of answers why he's locked up in the first place, because he's dangerous and he's scary. The explosive trial against Diddy has become even more explosive following the disappearance of a key witness. It's not like witnesses can just decide not to show up. They are obligated by law. Gina was expected to testify in May 2025 because she's a former girlfriend of Diddy's. She has plenty of stories of him getting physical with her. One where she claims that he had gotten rid of a baby that she had with because he had stomped on her. I'm just not even going to go into any more details. It's disgusting. These allegations that Gina has against Diddy are despicable. And since May 7th, 2025, we haven't heard from Gina. Where's Gina?
Diddy's missing victim, victim number 3, has just been confirmed as Gina Hun. She is still refusing to testify against Diddy. The government said she's in the indictment, but Diddy's team said that they could get her here, but they're choosing not to.
This comment reads, the fact that Gina is refusing means that she's terrified. Another comment reads that Gina doesn't have $20 million to hire bodyguards for her protection after testifying. Can you really blame her? Let me give you guys some more context on Gina and her relationship with Diddy, because honestly, this is one of my first times really hearing about Gina and their relationship. Now, Gina met Diddy in Las Vegas in 2013, and their on and off again relationship lasted from 2014 until 2019. So Diddy had several girlfriends on top of Cassie, Gina being one of them. Now, Gina first spoke about some of Diddy's behavior in a 2019 podcast way before Diddy faced charges, which really makes me concerned for what she could be going through, because if she started talking about him in 2019, imagine what he unleashed on her back then. Let's go ahead and listen to some of this podcast together.
Beginning, the first 3.5 years, he was, the first 3-4 months, he was really nice, but then after that, he started being an asshole. So I say, the first 3.5 years, he was mean to me.
So when you say mean, describe it.
He was always belittling me, and always he was mentally, emotionally, and physically me.
Now, of course, we had to mute some words there because of YouTube, but essentially she went through exactly what Cassie got. Beatings, grabbings, manipulation. She claims at one point he stomped her stomach really hard and knocked the wind out of her. She said, I could not breathe. He kept hitting me. I was pleading him, can you just stop? I can't breathe. Diddy appeared normal in public, but became a monster behind doors. Gina recalled one incident where they had a birthday party for Meek Mill, and Diddy became enraged after she shook Meek Mill's hand. She claims he took one of my heels and tried to throw it at me. He mushed my face really hard and made my nose bleed. She claims that his physical attacks escalated so much that she had a miscarriage over this. It's sick, people. I believe Diddy did this because Diddy did not want to have any children with Gina. He offered her $50,000 at first to get rid of the pregnancy, but she turned it down. Have you ever been in a serious accident that changed everything? It's like a nightmare. One moment you're minding your own business, and the next you're in pain, you're confused, and trying to figure out how you're gonna deal with the amount of medical bills. And insurance, that could be a nightmare on its own. That is when I found out about Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. And trust me, they don't play around with lowball offers. They recently won $12 million in Florida and another $26 million in Philadelphia for crash victims. That is 34 to to 40 times higher than what insurance companies originally tried to pay. And here's the best part, you don't pay a dime unless they win your case. So it is literally risk-free to go and file a claim. So whether you've been hurt in an accident or at work or just simply walking down the street, your case could be worth millions and you might not even know it yet. You could start your claim right now at forthepeople.com/Sloan, or you could just scan the QR code on the screen with your phone's camera. Thank you to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this video, and enjoy. Gina claims, I wanted to prove to him that I wasn't the girl that wanted money. I didn't want 50K. I actually cared about him. But ultimately, it resulted in him attacking her and like unaliving this baby. When you ask, where's Gina? I mean, there's your explanation. That sounds like so much trauma she had gone through.
Became pregnant. Not once, but twice, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When was the first time you became pregnant with Diddy's child?
The first time was October 2014.
Okay. So this was like, what, a year after?
No, not a year, but because I met him in February and then
Okay.
I got pregnant in October.
Oh, so the same year.
The same year.
Okay. And you mind telling me what happened with that pregnancy?
I told him, and he was like, you're gonna.
I mean, at this point too, imagine he's got Cassie in his life and who knows who he wants to make his main partner. But unfortunately, Gina definitely wasn't one of them. Like he didn't want to go public with Gina at any point in time.
Get it right. And then I was like, I don't know. I don't know yet. And then he offered me $50,000 to get rid of it, but I turned it down because I just loved him, and I was like trying to prove that I wasn't the girl that
Was
wanted
with him
him for money.
Okay.
I just
And maybe
cared about him.
she had good intentions with that, but I feel like when he saw that, he probably saw her as even more money because he doesn't want to have to deal with that child long term. While the couple were on a trip, Gina was pregnant with their second child, which that was a surprise. Diddy began pushing for another procedure to get rid of it and provided her with alcohol. When Gina refused, Diddy remained steadfast, telling her, well, you're gonna have to get this procedure done anyways.
And he started like punching me like this. Like he avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head, and I was just like covering my face. And he did that, and then after he got done doing that, he like, cause he was standing, his legs were like in between me, so he stomped on my stomach.
Oh, this is so horrific. Like, and I can't believe this happened in 2019. Like, bless Gina's heart. Like, what the hell? Like, what? Talking about this back then, I just worry for what he did to her after this. Like, after she spoke, what did he do to her? Because he's blown up cars. He's done so many different things. I wonder why she's not testifying, people.
Like really hard, and I like took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe, and he kept hitting me, and I was like pleading to him, like, can you stop? I can't breathe. And he like stopped for a little bit. He like grabbed my hair from the back and like was like punching the back of my head. Cause he was just avoiding my face. When
Like, she's also very hesitant. Do you guys sense that too? Like a little bit hesitant as she's speaking, like almost kind of like should I? But just, I mean, she's ultimately saying it all, or at least you think so. She's very numb telling this, which to me kind of feels like I don't think she's really fully acknowledged what happened. Like her telling this, it almost seems like she's still in shock, right? She's so numb talking about this. It's kind of like, I don't even think she's really come to terms with what had happened to her. She claims when she had the second procedure, I had to go home 2 days later because he went on a trip to Burning Man. He left me effed up and I couldn't get a hold of him. I was just at home by myself, just effed up in my head, and he didn't even care. So she went and got the procedure he wanted her to have and then abandoned her whenever she was recovering. In hindsight, Gina was able to admit to herself the truth of the situation. He was mentally, emotionally, and physically harming her. Very similar to the tactics used by Diddy against Cassie Ventura. Now, Gina was a part of Diddy's life up until Cassie was. Cassie actually broke up with Diddy after finding a photo of him and Gina together in August 2018. Her text messages to Diddy read, "I just don't trust anyone. That last shot put the nail in the coffin. I promised myself I wouldn't be with you anymore. If you did that to me again, you lied," and she never went away. So she always knew that Gina was in his life. It's insane to think that there's like another Cassie out there who was with him for a very long time, but we don't know her story yet. Now, there are a few reasons we could try to explain why Gina's not in trial. One reason is that she was threatened into silence. I mean, we had former Danity Kane singer Don Richard testify about Diddy threatening to make people disappear. Don recounted how Diddy issued that exact threat after she witnessed him attack Cassie. So if Gina was threatened to be disappeared, I would understand why she wouldn't want to be there. Or possibly she was paid off. I mean, we don't know if Gina was paid off, and I'm sure there would be a financial trail unless there was maybe cash dealt with, but I can't imagine that happening unless it was back in 2019 and she was promised not to speak about this again. I mean, he issued Cassie money because he got a trade-off. He got that book that she was going to publish, but from our understanding, Gina didn't have any book in the works, so if she was paid off, it wouldn't really make sense unless she filed a civil suit beforehand, and we would have record of that. Some people suggest that maybe Gina just has cold feet, that she has last-minute fear because of the trauma that she had gone through. And honestly, that makes sense. I think that's most likely the case, that she's lived a somewhat normal life for, I would hope to God, for the last few years, and maybe she just doesn't want this experience to be brought up again. And I know why Gina doesn't want that, and we have to respect that decision, but we also need to praise those who are speaking up because they are truly risking their lives to put this man behind bars so that he doesn't do this to any more people. It's not about, oh, Diddy's arrested and in jail for good. No, it's about protecting the public, future people from being traumatized by a truly evil person. Now, one of Diddy's bodyguards, Gene Deal, I mean, I don't know how I feel about this guy because he's done so much talking that sometimes I feel like he just talks to talk, but he does claim that Gina did receive a payment. Gene said that Gina was the girl who took the payment. She took $2 million from Diddy when she got on Tasha K. So I guess that podcast with Tasha K is what led to her eventually accepting silence with the $2 million. Here is a clip of Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene, talking about his experiences with Gina.
They want the prosecution to hurry up to bring Gina in so Gina could paint the picture that like everything was consenting because she's been paid off.
And this is the one that disappeared, right?
Yeah, this is the one who disappeared. This is the one who, they could get her. There's nowhere she could go that the federal government, if they want you, that you can't.
Interesting too, because he does claim that Gina was still messing with Diddy even after the podcast situation. Maybe they made up and she was still in his life up until he was arrested.
Be gotten. You understand what I'm saying? If the federal government wants you that bad, you'll be gotten, bro. It's too much technology, photo imaging. There's nowhere she could go. That's the girl who took off the payment. She took the $2 million payment from Diddy and them when she got on Tasha K. I think Diddy may have gave her $2 million or something like that. Got her in school, gave her an apartment out in LA, still was messing with him. Come on, man. Brainwashed. But she did talk to the federal government. They do have emails and everything from her and her lawyer.
Let's talk a little bit more about Gene Deal's accusations of this brainwashing that Gina could maybe be experiencing, because I do think that could be part of the contributing factor to why she may not want to speak out against Diddy. This article reports that Gina seemingly picked another public disagreement with Young Miami and got her wish. Hours after Diddy defended Carisha's place in his life, Gina, who the mogul's been romantically linked to in the past, threw a petty shot at his shoddy wop in an Instagram video. The short clip shows Gina applying lipstick as she mouths to the camera some lyrics that read, "Hey, you doing all this extra stuff, you stupid V word," which is supposedly a message to Young Miami. I don't know how people configure these things, I would just think that she's singing a song. Now, Young Miami let Gina have it on Twitter, writing, "Gina, you've been down bad ever since I came into the picture, ho. You've been crying for a baby for 10 years. Hoes, you've been around as much as a B word that eat P word and D. When you feel like it, you're an eater. You the same B word that was crying on Tasha K because you wanted a baby port sushi." Gina clapped back saying, "Carisha, you know you want to taste this yum yum sauce." Of course, this beef is super stupid because these two women are essentially arguing over this man who's behind bars. Like, both Young Miami and like Gina like want Diddy still. This comment on TikTok actually reads, "I feel like Gina and Young Miami are the two that will never go against or tell on Diddy, sadly." Now, Gina's last social media posts were back in April. People have been blowing her up in the comments trying to get a hold of her, asking her, "Where are you, girl? You're missing. The court's looking for you. Go and testify. This is a serious matter." She hasn't posted on Instagram since April 17th, with people asking, "Why are you refusing to testify? You already talked about your ordeal in a documentary. Now go give your testimony." And maybe that documentary they're referring to is the podcast with Tasha K. Another comment reads, "Gina, come speak your truth at this punk's trial. If you don't, they're gonna make you. Or worse, they will make her a co-conspirator." Nonetheless, trial is going to continue with Gina or without Gina. I have a feeling that she's comfortably in her apartment, living her life and trying to ignore everything that's happening. Maybe even unfortunately manifesting that he gets out. There's definitely something weird going on with Gina, and I do feel like this signifies how Diddy's still very powerful, and he still has people out in this world who are essentially part of a cult. I mean, it is like cult-like behavior. The way that Gina's been committed to this man for over a decade shows how desperate she is for his approval. And at the end of the day, all you need is God's approval. God's approval, straight from the chest. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.